Times. Today is Friday, March 6th. I'm Oscar Lopez.
And I'm Draymond Love.
On today's show, you will hear some general health tips from health instructor David Norton.
Well, let's get into the news.
Spring sports, including track and field, are in full swing. Senior Rai Seguenza, who has been training for months, is ready. Reporter Andrew Gillespie caught up with Seguenza to find out more about his training process.
Senior Rai Seguenza has been doing track and field for the past 5 years, so I caught up with Seguenza to see how he's been training for the upcoming year.
For track and field, I usually do the sprints, such as the 100 meter, the 200 meter, I did the 400 once, and the 4x1. Well, I did off-season training all last year, and I just kept doing it until I felt comfortable in my speed, and eventually I got to a point where I'm like, all right, I wanted to fully commit to track, so I've been doing nothing but track in hopes that I would go on to college and hopefully pro. Well, my dad was an athlete and he also did track and field, and I wanted to do what he did because that really inspired me to, do sports in general. So it's mainly because of my dad and the reason why I do track.
Andrew Gillespie, Channel 5 Titan TV News.
Staying in good shape is super important, and it's better to start young. Reporters Harmon and Taradeep Song went and talked to health instructor Dave Norton to get the 6 best health tips.
The secret to being healthy is having a strong immune system. And how exactly do you get that strong immune system? Well, here are 6 steps you can follow. First of all, it's your diet. You need to have fruits, vegetables, lean meats, whole grains. And then you need to incorporate exercise. And you need about 1 hour of exercise a day. Do a combination of weights and cardio. And then of course you need sleep. Sleep is vital. Sleep is when all of your body systems replenish. So you need 9 hours a night. We also need to incorporate some stress management. We need to do breathing exercises. We need to meditate. I meditate every day for about a half hour. And then we need to drink lots of water. Now, I was guilty of drinking a lot of Diet Dr. Pepper in the past, and I have just recently stopped. I haven't had any Diet Dr. Pepper in over 2 months now. So I am only drinking water, and I do feel a lot better. One last thing, you need to incorporate a cheat day where you can just eat a pizza and maybe have a Diet Dr. Pepper, but that's only 1 day a week. And if you follow those steps, you will have a strong immune system.
If you have an old prom dress you want to get rid of, the library is holding a prom dress drive where you can bring your prom dresses and either sell or donate your old prom dress. Reporters Jordan James and Anissa Sow went out to get more information.
All right, so the annual Prom Drive is a prom drive that we hold each year here at Antelope High School, and we do this in partnership with the Sacramento Public Library. So what we're asking for is for you to search in your closets and donate any used prom attire, accessories, which includes shoes, jewelry, purses, for boys and for girls. And what the Sacramento Library will do with those donations is they will hold shopping days so that anyone in the community between ages 13 and 19 can go to a specific branch and pick out an entire outfit for prom for free. And those dates can be found on our website as well as on the Sacramento Public Library website. And the donation will be held through the end of March, and you can donate in our library right here to this box.
Do you have an interest in video games? If you do, you might consider checking out the Arcade Club. That's exactly what reporters Nico Robinson and myself did.
There are a variety of campus clubs after school for anyone and everyone. Arcade Club, run by Junior Benjamin Milhone, is for everyone who loves to play retro games such as Nintendo 64, GameCube, and much more.
Originally, I was just talking with some friends like, oh, what if we had this club where we just hang out and play games? And I have all of these retro games at my house, and I'm like, well, I could just bring them in, and if we could find someone to host it. And then we asked around to a bunch of people, and then Mr. Moreno was like, all right. It's really open, so anyone can show up whenever and just start playing. We just talk with our friends and play games. That's about it.
Arcade Club meets every Thursday right after school. They play games till about 4 o'clock. They primarily play the different generation of Nintendo consoles that are out. So Super NES, N64, GameCube, and literally what we'll have is around the room various games going on. So whether someone wants to play Tetris, they may be playing Tetris for a while, and then maybe right across the classroom, somebody's playing GoldenEye or Smash. But yeah, it's a good time. We try to keep it real with even the screens that they use, the regular old cube TVs and whatnot. But if you're interested, come and join us. We'd love to have you.
Nico Robinson, Draymond Love, Tide TV News.
The crosswalk in the front of the school was moved across the street. So to ensure safety of students, Assistant Principal Stephen Jones went to remind everybody about crosswalk safety. Reporters Austin Nelly, Eric Padilla, and Thomas DiMercurio helped him out a bit.
Stop! You weren't thinking about crossing the street, were you? Well, if you were, consider the following. Firstly, make sure to look before you cross. Secondly, always unplug. You never know what you might be zoning out on. Always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure to check both ways before attempting to cross the street. Finally, proceed to cross once you are sure all cars are gone. Thank you. This has been Crosswalk Safety with Titan TV News. Thomas DiMercurio signing out.
Teen vaping is an epidemic in the United States. To inform people about the dangers of vaping, a new club led by health instructor Lisa Wallace has started on campus. Reporters Cesar Cabrera and Mauricio Vasquez talked to Wallace to get more information.
So we are starting the FAVE Club, and it stands for Fight Against Vaping. It's actually a district-wide club that we have going on, so we're funded by the district, and so all schools in our district are going to have this type of club. So right now we're just trying to recruit people to come in. We are going to get our staff set up, our president, vice president, and whatnot. We're starting to do just some anti-vaping awareness activities. We're gonna have opportunities for public speaking, community service. And so at this point, we want people to join us, we want people to come out, and we are really gonna roll out the actual, the full meal deal next fall. But our next meeting is March 10th, and we serve pizza and we have candy, and so on March 10th, our next meeting is gonna be in S204, 240 after school, and what we decided our activity would be, we're going to make some bracelets to hand out to just kind of raise awareness, and we're going to do a poster campaign just so that people understand the negative effects of vaping on your health.
It's time for the second installment of Happenings That Are Happening with Troy Huffaker. Today's topic, Super Tuesday. Reporter Zach Lawson and I helped Troy with this report.
Welcome back to Happenings That Are Happening. I'm Troy Huffaker. Today, we'll be covering the election and Super Tuesday. I asked people if they knew what Super Tuesday was. What is Super Tuesday? What is Super Tuesday? What is Super Tuesday?
Super Tuesday, I don't really know what it means.
Super Tuesday? I don't know what that is.
So, it's like Tuesday, but it has a cape.
Where somebody's getting elected?
Close. It's when people choose for who's going to be the Democratic candidate and the Republican candidate for the election. As you can see, a lot of people don't know what Super Tuesday is, but luckily for them, I'm here to explain it. This is the quarterfinals of the presidential election in 2020. These candidates want to get a majority of the delegates in order to win the nomination, then they can move on to the general election. Lots of states vote on Super Tuesday, including our own, California. Here's how the major candidates stood before Super Tuesday. Bernie Sanders was in the lead with 60 delegates. Joe Biden, second place with 53. Elizabeth Warren in a distant third with only 8. And Mike Bloomberg had 0 delegates. Altogether, that is 121 delegates. But Super Tuesday adds 1,357 delegates. an increase of 1,121.5%. Now after Super Tuesday, as of March 4th, 2020, Joe Biden is in the lead with 508 delegates. Bernie Sanders is in second place for 455 delegates. Elizabeth Warren is still in the distant third with only 42 delegates. Mike Bloomberg dropped out with only 18 delegates to his name. Keep in mind this is only the Democratic primary, as Trump carried every state in his primary. The Democratic primary ends on July 13th with the Democratic National Convention. It's now interesting to see who will win the Democratic nomination. Will Joe Biden carry this momentum into the convention, or will Bernie Sanders seize victory from the jaws of defeat? Only time will tell. See you next time on Happenings That Are Happening.
So Drayvon, Eternal Take just dropped.
What? Are you serious?
I swear on my money I'm serious. Have a great Friday, Titan.
And a little Uzi weekend.
Now. So it means to be a Titan is to be responsible, respectful, and proud. And to be proud is to mean take pride in your school and what you do here. To be respectful, it means to respect everyone here at school, adults, teachers, and everyone. And then to be responsible is to get things done on time and do things in your class.